everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of Not Aspirational with Hannah Aaron Brown. I'm your host, Hannah Aaron Brown. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I am recording this on Monday, and I just want to say I am coming off, I kid you not, one of the best weekends of my adult life. And I know that I said in the past, I don't want this to be a brag journal by any means. I don't want it to be like, my life's not perfect, I have it all figured out. Annoying. But I am a huge proponent of celebrating when shit's good, celebrating when things are going well, being present enough to be like, no, I'm not going to let this pass me by. This is a very good moment, and I would like to appreciate it. So here's what I did this weekend. Friday night, I went to the West Side with Tess and Claire from Right Answers Mostly. I love them. We're very good friends. They are truly an inspiration to me. And I also just was on their podcast, Right Answers Mostly, to talk about recession pop. So give it a listen. Also just give it a listen in general. It's one of my faves, and it's not even just because I'm friends with them. But we were all like, we need a good old-fashioned girls' night out. So, and honestly, you guys, like in LA, I just feel like making plans and following through is hard because everyone's busy. Everyone has their own shit going on. Everyone lives like scattered across town. LA is very spread out. So like you make a plan, but like you don't get too excited for it because you're like it might not happen. It happened. And let me tell you, we all looked so fucking cute. We went to Claire's place. She got some nice ass cheese and meats. We drank some drinks, we chatted it up, then we went to like a really fun boozy dinner. We sat at the bar, we befriended the bartender. He just kept giving us drinks, giving us shots. We got accosted by a random drunk couple. There's drunk videos of us quoting Pirates of the Caribbean because this woman kept talking about like betting, and she was like, you know, with the parlay, and Tess is going like, yeah, and she's like nodding, and I'm thinking like, I don't know what that means, but I'm not going to say anything. And then Claire's finally like, what does that mean? And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know either. The only thing I know about parlay is I just think of Keira Knightley in Pirates of the Caribbean being like, parlay. So then we're all drunkenly doing underbites, our best Keira Knightley impressions, and this woman was just dumbfounded that we did not know what the fuck the word parlay meant. But, you know, that's showbiz. So then from there, we went to a bar, and we chatted it up, made some new friends, and it was great. Then Saturday morning, I wake up, I tinker around my house, I go get a facial with my very good friend Kayla. I get the first facial I've gotten since early December. And when I tell you I'm in that cozy blanket, I'm in that ambience room, she's scrubbing my face. I hear the sound of the soap suds on her rubber gloves as she just gets in my pores and scrubs and does extractions. I mean, it was a treat. She did my eyebrows. Those of you watching on YouTube, I mean, hello. And then I come home from my facial. I just like hang out. I vibe. And then Jake and I get Mexican food. And then we go to my friend Becky's house and we play board games with her and her husband. And it was so nice. And then Sunday, I get up, I go to Orange Theory with Jake. Jake goes home, I go get myself a coffee, and I get my nails done. Also for the first time, no, that's a lie, not for the first time since before Christmas, but the first manicure I'm excited about since before Christmas, okay? I got this French, I'm feeling very like Ariana Grande, like promoting Wicked, like very just coquette and cute and cunt. And then it was my show. It was my first real stand-up show. And I don't remember what I've told y'all because this is just me talking into the abyss. But I dabbled in stand-up back in Chicago like 7 years ago. I would go to open mics. But the thing about open mics is like they're really challenging, especially if you're new, because it's not a super welcoming space, at least not that I experienced. I mean, like, comics are notoriously like mostly dudes and not super welcoming to women. Don't believe that women are funny, like incel shit like that. And also open mics aren't the best place to know if your jokes are good or not because it's just a bunch of comics workshopping material. So like they're not there to laugh. They're not there to really worry about anyone but themselves. So it's like everyone is just like going over their sets like in their head or like writing shit down, like not paying attention. So I had a tough experience at the few open mics I did. And also, I mean, like when I like in that phase of my life, 7-8 years ago, I was like really down bad, like spiraling. like definitely self-sabotaging career-wise, unbeknownst to me. But also, I didn't have the patience to like rework jokes. So I would just like have all these ideas and I would just be churning out new jokes. And I didn't know what it felt like to like rework something until it, got good, like got punched up and got the laugh. So I was in this class these last like 4 weeks. Shout out to Leslie Wolf. It was Leslie Wolf's Fresh Faces class. And she does one like every month. It's a 4-week class. And then it ends with a show at Flappers Burbank. And it's like a ticketed show. Like it's like the real deal. And so I had my show on Sunday. And I love writing, but I didn't always know that I like had something to say. Like the last time I tried to do stand-up, I didn't really feel like there was a place for me. I didn't know if there was really an audience that like would give a shit about what I had to say. I think I felt pressure to be like really sexual in my jokes, which just isn't really organic to me. And I didn't know myself well enough at that time to even like know what I wanted to say or know what I felt comfortable wearing on stage. Like I just didn't know myself that well yet. So doing this show, I was like, okay, I'm proud of my set. I just want to show up to this and like do my fucking job. Like I want to get the words out. I want to have a tight, clean set. I want to seem professional. I've gotten to a point with my career where I'm like, I don't have to be the best, because also what the fuck does that mean? But like, I might never be the best, but things that I will make fucking sure of are that I am a delight to work with and that I'm always prepared and that I'm always on time. Those 3 things are in my control. And I just know that there are enough delulu entitled fuckfaces in this industry who cannot do all 3, much less one of those things, that like if I just stay the course and focus on those things, I like my mouth to God's ears. I hope I get a reputation of just being like a fucking professional. So I went into my show being like, I've rehearsed this set fucking down. I know how to riff. I know how to speak English. If I flub a line, no one's gonna know but me. And like, let's fucking go. Also, my friend had given me a beta blocker, a single beta blocker. He's like, oh, you've never tried them? And I was like, no. And he gave me a beta blocker. And I saved it for this occasion. But do you ever hide something and your hiding place is like so good that then you don't know where it is? Well, that's what happened to me. So I didn't have my emotional support beta blocker. And it was fine. It went really well. People laughed at my jokes. The coolest part was, sorry to be like going on and on the stand-up show, but this was like a huge moment for me. Like it really felt like a dream come true. And the coolest part was my set was about bed rotting and hot girl culture, because like fucking obviously, with a little bit of like trauma dumping sprinkled in there. But yeah, I had people coming up to me, men, women, old, young, all kinds of people came up to me and they were like, I loved your set. And I'm not saying that to be braggadocious. I'm saying that because I think it's so fucking cool. And I think as women, our interests and our values and the things that excite us, like rom-com culture, are boiled down by the patriarchy to be these stupid, like pithy, like bullshit things that don't matter. And if I can write a stand-up set about bed rotting and hot girl culture and have all kinds of people think it's funny and resonate with it, let this be a lesson to all of us to just stay fucking true to ourselves, like what we like unapologetically, because there's nothing sexier in this world than someone who is jazzed about what they're talking about. Like, we all had that one teacher, didn't we? We all had that one teacher that was like so fucking hyped to be a teacher. They could be talking about the most boring shit in the world. They could be talking about like photosynthesis. And you're like, fuck yeah, Mr. Henry, let's fucking go. Tell me about photosynthesis. Tell me about that fucking plant. Alternatively, if you have someone who literally just seems like they want to die at all times, no matter how cool of a situation they're in, where they're at in life, whatever cool shit they're going on, if they're just like, yeah, if they're just like apathetic about everything, oh my God, fling me off a rooftop. Literally The Omen. Damien, it's all for you. I'm jumping off the roof immediately. I don't like people that are apathetic and not excited about things and try to be cool. Life is too short to try to be cool. I want to be a fucking dork until the day I die. I'm worrying in this moment that as I preach this, I might be airing into pick-me territory of like, I'm just like dorky and I get excited about everything. So I pray that that's not how I'm coming off, but that is genuinely how I feel. I think every single little win should be celebrated. I think we should, if we think something's funny, I think we should laugh loudly at it. I think we should make every single day fucking cool, down to like what coffee creamer we use. I think the world is such a fiery hellscape. I think I say that phrase at least once a week, so take a drink, girlies. I think the world is such a fiery hellscape that we need to find joy where and how we can. And I think it's a lot easier to be joyful when you let yourself be excited about life. And that brings me to everyone's favorite Christian rock band, Relient K, a song that I adored in high school called High of 75. And I quote, "Now I'm sunny with a high of 75 since you took my heavy heart and made it light. And it's funny how you find you enjoy your life when you're happy to be alive." Blah! Mic drop. Mic drop. Another tangent I want to go on is, so I had my show and it went great. It was really fun. And then after, we came home and watched White Lotus. Great weekend, you guys. We had a little bit of work. We had a little bit of play. We had some mindful movement. We had some mindful drinking. We had some messy moments. We had some clean moments. We had a little bit of everything. It was like a buffet. I just loved it. I loved it. I felt so energized at the end. And sunny with a high of 75, let me tell you. Relient K energy, okay? Another thing I did over the weekend was I went on a blocking rampage. I never block people. I really try to avoid it. And I don't know why that is. You know what? I think there's probably something deeper to unpack there that I'm really like not in the mood to do on the microphone with y'all right now. But like, I historically have been someone who has put myself in uncomfortable situations with people who I know don't like me or don't fuck with me because like I for so long placed my worth like externally, like on what other people think of me. So I would put myself in these situations where I knew that people didn't fuck with me and I'd be like, maybe I can win them over. Because in my mind, it was like, well, if I can just get them to like me, then I'll be happy with myself. Never fucking worked. So I think I'm working this through as we talk, even though I just said I didn't want to do that. But I think the reason I might struggle with blocking people is it's because that's sort of a social media way of doing what I'm used to, which is like, I'm still going to be at the party with you, even if you don't like me. I'm still going to give you access to me, even though you don't like me. But over the weekend, I got inspired. I hung out with a lot of friends who are cool, happy people that I look up to. And they said, live, laugh, block, honey. Live, laugh, block. And I said, I think I will. I am high on my own supply right now because I've been following Mina Zaley. I've been doing my makeup every day. I'm wearing this cute ass headband. Like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling in creative flow. I'm feeling like I'm doing healthy things and hot girl things for myself because they're fun, not because they're a punishment or I'm afraid of what will happen if I don't do them. Like, I recognize that what goes up must come down. Last year, I was really fucking low for a lot of the year. So I just want to appreciate this place of like, fuck it. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy with myself, happy with the people in my life. And I'm just feeling very, very grateful. So in that spirit, I said, you know what? Boundaries, baby. And I went on a blocking fucking rampage. And it felt so good. I woke up this morning. It was like I did a line of coke. I woke up like, wow. I felt like I scar-faced my way through a kilo. I don't know anything about drugs. I think that's the measurement. I don't know for sure, and I don't even know how much that is. But I kicked off the week by making a variety of boundaries. Like, I was just like, nope, dropping this opportunity. That doesn't feel right. Blocking this person. Just like trimming the fat. And I woke up this morning and was like, let's fucking go, baby. And so let that be a lesson to trim the fat in your life. It's your fucking life. And I didn't block people for a while because I was like, what are they going to think of me? And I don't want them to think that they're that important. And da-da-da-da. Who gives a fuck? If you have an instinct, an impulse to block someone, they're probably already talking shit about you anyway. So just do whatever the fuck you want that makes you feel hot and makes you feel happy. And fuck them, you know? Anyways. So live, laugh, block. This is a Stanley Cup, for those of you watching, full of Yolanda Hadid, trigger warning, Yolanda Hadid concoction of lemon, apple cider vinegar, and cayenne. I think she put maple syrup in hers and she also didn't eat. So like we are not the same, but I've learned to crave that mixture. It's just so delicious and it keeps the bowels moving. Okay, what else was I going to talk about? So yeah, best weekend ever. Oh, also on Friday, I get a huge PR box from Rachel Ray. And I'm sorry, this episode is giving brag journal and I'm really fucking sorry. I'm really sorry. But a lot of you have been with me for a really long time and you've seen me grinding my way through this career that I've chosen, through this online presence that I've tried to build. And this was it just felt like a life-affirming moment because my mom and I used to always watch Rachel Ray 30-minute meals growing up. And I'd be like, Mom, like we have to make these Rachel Ray cheeseburgers. Like I just like loved me some Rachel Ray and I still do. She just like is mommy. You know what I mean? Like I want her to braid my hair. And I got her new Cucina ceramic collection. Like I got a huge Rachel Ray PR package and it just felt like such a full circle moment. I was emotional as fuck. And I posted about it on my stories. She reposted. I was like, oh my God, I hope one day I get to cook with Rachel. And so I'm just feeling very abundant. And in this abundant spirit, I want to appreciate it. I want to drop into it. And I want to use this as a springboard to just manifest more cool shit. And I also want to share this feeling in this headspace with y'all because I know that we don't all feel up every day. I know some days we feel really fucking down. I know some months, some years we feel really fucking down. But if I can get to a place where I feel good about myself, I truly believe that anyone can do it. Okay. And I want us all to just take a minute. I'm so sorry. I don't know who the fuck I think I am. Like Jay Shetty. That's rude to myself. Not Jay Shetty. Anyone else. Mel Robbins. I just want us all to take a minute to think about something we want to manifest this spring. Spring is such a good time of like clearing out old, bringing in the new, like spring cleaning our lives. And I just want everyone to take a minute to think about something that they want to manifest in this next season of life. And hear my voice when I tell you, take a minute, think about it, whatever you're manifesting. Okay, and then this is your line. You're going to say, I don't know, Hannah, is it going to happen? So I'll give you a minute to say your line. And action, say your line. Oh my God, fucking obviously it's going to happen. Are you kidding? Why wouldn't that happen to you? Oh my God, babe, like, yes, it's literally going to happen. We just manifested together. I think we all need to talk about our manifestations as if it's like, oh my God, are you like, duh, that's going to happen for me. Are you kidding? Like, of course it's going to happen for me. Being Delulu is the Salulu. And I can't wait for you to get your manifestations. And make sure to message me when you do. Should I do an episode on manifestation? I was thinking about doing that. There's definitely like a bullet point in my brain or a tab open rather that's like manifestation episode. Would y'all be interested in that? Let me know. Okay, by the way, this week's episode is very much just like a little bit like of a catch up and a kiki because it's been a couple weeks with all the wedding stuff since we kind of got to dig into other topics. So I'm having fun. Okay, let's see. Here's a couple other things I'm consuming, quite literally. Things I'm eating that I like, things I'm listening to that I like, things I'm watching that I like. Let's dive in. First of all, new cottage cheese toast hack just dropped. Wake up, babe. Okay, so if you don't follow me yet, follow me at Hannah Aaron Brown on all platforms, okay? But if you don't follow me, you do not know that my favorite breakfast is cottage cheese toast, specifically Good Culture cottage cheese. It is made from the curds of angels. I don't know what the fuck they do, but I'm literally like salivating thinking about it. But I saw on TikTok that a life hack is to mash the cottage cheese with the avocado and then put that on your toast. And you mash them together. It has this really nice like creamy consistency. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And then I like to top it with a couple different things. Last week I was doing tahini, really good. Sometimes I do everything but the bagel seasoning with a drizzle of hot honey. Delicioso. But yeah, cottage cheese toast all day, every day. But for some reason, like smashing the avocado with the cottage cheese is just something my pea brain never considered. And I was like, okay, life hack. I also made these healthy banana bread muffins that were pretty fire. And I would link the recipe in the show notes, except they're behind a paywall on Substack. I don't really know why I brought them up. That was rude of me. Okay, next up, Mayhem. Lady Gaga's newest album came out. I love it. Now, I will say I felt a bit bamboozled by Abracadabra, and Disease. Because based on the vibes of those songs, I was expecting a Born This Way art pop love child, which would be my dream. I'm not going to lie to you. It would be my dream. Those might be my 2 favorite albums, actually. Real monsters know that art pop is good. I said what I said. But this was a lot more like Fame Monster. Either way, amazing pop music, great dance music, very upbeat, very fun. Like, I want to shake my ass in Chicago at Sidetrack to Mayhem. Like, my mouth to God's ears. Let's fucking do it. I want to be in some tiny Lululemon shorts with cowboy boots, an Aritzia tank top, and an attitude. I believe I said something very similar last week, but that is an image that's just constantly on my mind. I'm just like, let's just have like the hottest, horniest, danciest summer ever. We have Tate McRae, her new album, So Close to What, also amazing. I was on the fence about Tate. I'm sorry, we'll go back to Mayhem in a second. I was on the fence about Miss Tate McRae because everyone's like, she's just like Britney. Oh my God, she's Britney 2.0. Guys, respectfully, let Tate be her own diva, because I also just because they're white girls who are very tan and blonde and dance does not mean that Tate has like Britney's essence. I think if anyone has Britney's essence, it's actually Addison Rae, because I think Addison Rae as a pop star very perfectly toes that line of like innocent and insanely hot at the same time, the way Britney did, and she has the same like luminous smile that Britney did. So I think Addison's giving more Britney. And Addison's also very much leaning into her Britney-ness and clearly gunning for a role in the biopic. And I only saw her in the movie Thanksgiving, which I only saw because of Milo Manheim, because he's bae. And I also saw her in He's All That. I think if she does the Britney movie, she's got to get a better acting coach. That sounds a little shady, but obviously like we want the Britney movie to be good. But I think in essence, she's already there. But back to Tate McRae. This is literally what it's like to be my friend, you guys. It's like, oh my God, land the plane. Tate McRae, though, I texted my friend Joe, shout out to Joe Pacenti, friend of the pod, and he's just a music guy. He's always talking to me about pop music. He has such an appreciation for pop music and for pop divas. And so I texted him being like, Joe, I am broken. There's something wrong with me. I can't get into Tate McRae. And he was like, that's just not true. Like, try these songs. And if you still think she's a bootleg Britney, like, by all means, I was like, I never said that. By all means, like, keep it moving. But I just think you should try these songs. Then I listened to the song Two Hands by Tate McRae. Baby, I am in. Hot girl summer, horny, hot song. I love it. I love her. So I'm Team Tate. But I think between Mayhem and Tate McRae and whatever the fuck else is coming out that I can't think of right now, I think we're in for a really fun summer. And favorite tracks off of Mayhem, I would say How Bad Do You Want Me, which everyone's saying like, what in the Taylor Swift hell is this? And there's actually rumors that Taylor Swift did background vocals on that song. And then there are other people on TikTok who are like fun that are like, oh my God, Lady Gaga stole Taylor Swift's nacho recipe and it's amazing. And I would agree. And you know, it's like, all I thought was, oh my God, I love this song. This is a great pop song. I didn't like clock that it was like a Taylor Swift dupe until people started saying it. And now I'm like, yeah, structurally, like I get that. Vibe-wise, I get that. A great song nonetheless. Okay. Love How Bad Do You Want Me? I love Don't Call Tonight. And I love Love Drug. Like that stretch of 3 is excellent. Die With a Smile doesn't even go here. I'm so sorry. You give me this dancey, upbeat album with some techno in there, and then you end with If I Die When I'm Dead Without You. I'm like, what are we doing here? Bruno Mars like doesn't even go here. Is it 2015? Could we have gone back further to 2010? If so, 2015 wasn't my favorite year. Sometimes people on TikTok will be like, oh, like summer 2016 was the best year of my life. And it's like this like thing on TikTok where people will be like, summer 2016, why did we all have the best summer in summer 2016? I'm like, dog, my mom died in summer of 2016. So you can't relate. Hence why I would want to go back to like summer 2010. Because that was college. Anyways, yeah, that was Mayhem. Perfect Celebrity, also great. Garden of Eden. I mean, lots of upbeat dance bops. And I really enjoyed it. Musicians that I don't enjoy. Jesse Solomon is a musician now. I grow tired. I grow weary. Jesse Solomon is from, I say this like every 2 seconds. I'm really sorry if I repeat myself. I truly don't mean to. He's from like a couple towns over from me. And for those of you who don't know, I'm from Highland Park, Illinois, which is on the North Shore of Chicago. Lots of wealthy families, primarily wealthy Jewish families. I feel as though Jesse Solomon taps into a toxic part of my soul that recalls my high school experience, which was mainly that I was a theater kid who just wanted guys to like me really, really bad. And if a guy was nice to me, I was like, he's obviously in love with me. Like, I was fully Delulu. And the popular guys like really didn't give non-popular girls the time of day. And Jesse Solomon is very much that guy who I would have gone to high school with, who like maybe would have taken acting class like once as an elective, and we would have been like paired together on a scene. And I, after rehearsal, like after doing the scene together and performing it for the class, I would have been like, are we dating? And Jesse would never speak to me again. And it would break me. And then I would come back after freshman year of college when I stopped eating, and he'd be like, Hannah, is that you? No offense, but you're way hotter now than you were in high school, based on true events. Not with Jesse Solomon, just in general. And yeah, I would probably hate fuck him and then be sad that he didn't want to date me. So Jesse Solomon brings up a lot for me. And then he comes out with this song, which is like, knowing where we're from, it is literally the song that the douchebag in high school in the popular guy group who owns a guitar and goes to Camp Shy, like, puts out. Like, it's just so painfully on brand. And it irritates me. And that's that on that, honestly. Okay, the Hannah and Paige and Megan Thee Stallion discourse. I feel like I'm very late to this because it's already kind of been like wrapped up, but here are my thoughts. I thought Hannah's apology was a bit weak. I think that the fact that she just like read it word for word on the podcast and then they were like, let's get to giggling. And then it was just like, ah! Like I was kind of like, okay. It kind of felt like she just wanted to like get it over with. And I don't think she dug into it enough. I think it was very much just like PR. I will read these words and everyone will forgive me now. So not my favorite apology. I also don't think it's on white women to tell black women what they should or should not be offended by, or like I saw so many white women on TikTok being like, oh my God, she didn't mean it that way. It's not even that big of a deal. Shut up. For the love of fuck. And then that aside, like Hannah's comment aside, Paige talked over Megan's answer. Like, here's what pissed me off so much is like, they made the whole night about them. And it's like your one job as a red carpet host is to make the talent feel comfortable, to ask them questions, and to let them answer the fucking questions. And all I saw in that interview, on top of the microaggression, was, oh my God, Hannah never gets this emotional. Oh my God, Hannah's gonna, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Hannah's gonna cry. Oh my God, Hannah's gonna cry. Can I fucking hear Megan Thee Stallion talk? Stop talking. It was really unprofessional. It was really unprepared. I know I'm getting worked up, mostly because I'm like, put me in, coach. I know I'm not famous and no one gives a fuck about me. But it's like, I said this earlier in this very podcast episode, just be professional. If nothing else, just be professional. You don't have to be the best, just be professional. And I think because Giggly Squad is like such a success, and it's built on this idea that Paige and Hannah can sit alone in a room together, the two of them talking over each other the way they do as best friends. And that is entertaining. And that is the show. And it's a good podcast. And they're entertaining. I'll give them that. That's not what we were doing that day. You were hired to do a job. You're at work. Stop talking and do the job. It was giving very much like you're in high school and you're applying for your first job and you like come in with your friend and you're like, are you hiring? Like tucking your hair behind your ear. Like, can we have applications? It's like, grow up. I'm like sweating. God, I was annoyed. I'm heated. Whoo. This might bite me in the ass someday, but that's how I feel. And I hope they learn something. I don't think red carpet hosting is for them. I also, one of the best pieces of advice I have ever gotten in my career was from friend of the pod, Danny Pellegrino. He said, when you are podcasting alone, you get to be the star. When you are interviewing someone, your job is to make them the star. And I have carried that with me ever since he told me that. And I think that is such a key to good interviewing, to make it about them. And I just saw Hannah and Paige make it about themselves and their night. And I'm not saying that they couldn't have celebrated it and made it a big night for them, because like it is a big career accomplishment, but it's like celebrate it off camera. Like while you're interviewing Megan Thee Stallion is not the time to make it about yourself. Let her fucking talk. Also, it's like when you see people like Keke Palmer and Amelia de Moldenberg or whatever her last name is from Chicken Shop Date, like, and Teffy Pessoa, like these girlies who have a very fresh, girly pop, fun, young, hip vibe, do what they do and still keep it professional and keep it cute and do the job, but bring all their amazing gravitas and personality to being a red carpet host. It's like, I know that the fact that I know that those people exist and then we had to watch that, I kind of want a refund. Moving right along, lots of good TV on right now. One of my favorite shows on right now is Meghan Markle's show. Okay, obviously controversial. A lot of people fucking hate it. I hate watch it for sure. Here's my thing. Meghan Markle's been through a lot. My problem with Meghan Markle is I don't think, at least who we're seeing on this show, seems genuine. And I think the problem is she's trying to do two things at once. Like, she's trying to seem relatable, like, I'm a busy mom and the kids and the blah, blah, blah. But then she's also living this picture perfect, like, Martha Stewart lifestyle. And she kind of reminds me of, like, Helen and Bridesmaids when she's like, me and H, we sit together and we check in and we ate peanut brittle and I shared things that, you know what I mean? Like that kind of vibe. So it's like she's trying to be relatable and while being severely unrelatable. And that's where I think people are getting frustrated. And I think something that, hear me out, Gwyneth Paltrow does well is she's literally like, you're never going to be like me, ever. And we eat that shit up because we're like, okay, great. I will never be like you, but I could have orgasms like yours if I buy this $500 vibrator, you know? And I think for Meghan, it would not be shocking to me if she has a hard time being comfortable and authentic on camera given everything she's been through and all the trauma she's been through. So that's totally valid. I just feel like we're watching like someone try really hard to figure out how they want to present, and it's kind of uncomfortable and like Valerie Cherish-esque to watch. And that being said, this show, it's a brain vacation. I love every second. I can nap during it. It calms me down. Even when I'm like laughing at Meghan, I love Meghan. I will watch every episode for the indefinite future. I have to be honest with you. And it just got renewed for season 2. So live, laugh, love. And I think a lot of people thought it was going to be such a flop. And I'm kind of obsessed with the fact that like everyone's shitting on it, but it still did crazy numbers. So she's getting another season. Like showbiz, baby. Showbiz, baby. I will watch every episode. Even if I'm making fun of it. I make fun of, by the way, everything I watch. I don't take a lot of things very seriously. While also being the kind of person who cries every day. Do you know what I mean? But like, if I'm watching any sort of show, I'm watching it to shit on people. And maybe that makes me toxic. Yeah, I don't know. Speaking of toxic, Love is Blind is over, and that season was such a fucking flop. It was so boring. But I will say, something that I need to bring up is that Monica, whatever the fuck she did in the last year between the show and the reunion, and maybe it was just an incredible spray tan and a smoky eye and a red dress that popped on her, but she looked so fucking hot at that reunion. Joey's crusty rosacea ass, I'm sorry, that is so cruel. But I said what I said. With his skateboard down the aisle, give me a damn break. And only in this fucking stupid world, only in this country, would a man who looks like Joey fuck over a woman who looks like Monica. And it makes me want to peel my skin off, flip it inside out, set it on fire, and throw it in the dumpster. Okay? What else are on my notes? I feel like that's last thing I want to say before we wrap up is the Ruby Frankie documentary. It's on Hulu. It's 3 episodes. I'm only 1 episode in, but you guys, it's crazy so far. It's crazy. And Ruby Frankie, I only know so much. I'm 1 episode in, but I do know she's like a fucking terrible person. She tortured her children, so she deserves whatever punishment she gets. But to me, she received the ultimate punishment because in this documentary, they show raw footage, like raw unedited footage of her trying to make her YouTube videos. So she's like, I'm a busy, and she gets like a little frustrated. She's like, hey, I'm a busy mom. Chad, are you going to say something? I need you to be more chatty, Chad. Chad is her son. Poor thing. He's like, Mom, can you just like not film me? I just want to hang out with my friends. And she's like, Chad, I help you, so you should help me. This raw footage of her filming herself and starting over and restarting and yelling at her kids and quiet. She's like, it's not funny. She's such a fucking nightmare. I'm laughing because it's uncomfortable, but she's literally like, if anyone says anything else, I'm gonna rip your kitty cat's head off. I'm like, you're fucking nuts. It's a stuffed kitty cat, but still demented. It's like Sid from Toy Story as your mom. So crazy documentary, but like she's getting the punishment she deserves, which is that everyone gets to see her being cringy while she films her videos. And I, as someone who makes content, it's so fucking embarrassing to make a video by yourself. Like you're alone in your room doing something. And it's like, imagine if you were filming for like a talk show or like Food Network, but there was no one there. Like it's a weird thing to do. It really takes a special type of psychopath to try and build a career as a content creator. Okay, so I'm excited to finish that tonight and just, keep vibing. Keep vibing. I have social plans every weekend for the rest of the month, and I just feel so fucking alive. And I don't know what the fuck this episode was about. Couldn't tell you anything I said. So sorry in advance, but I hope you're all having an amazing week. I love you all dearly. I had so much fun manifesting with you, by the way. If you are loving the show, please do me a favor and head on over to Apple Podcasts, leave it a rating and a review. If you have any thoughts, leave me a comment on Spotify or YouTube. Follow me at Hannah Aaron Brown across platforms. That's HANNAHAARONBROWN, Hannah Aaron Brown, Aaron spelled like a boy. I don't know when I'm going to feel comfortable not saying that, but I'm just so afraid that no one will be able to find me. Also, that'll all be linked in the show notes for you. But yeah, leave the podcast a rating and a review, share it with a friend, DM me, tell me what you're liking, tell me your thoughts, your feelings. And next week, we will be back with a Wellness Check Wednesday episode, so get excited. And I love y'all. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next week. Bye.